I'm Bill Moyers. Creativity is endless, but not our series about it. This is the last program in the exploration of creativity that we've undertaken over these weeks together, but it's not the last word on the subject. There can be no last word on something as vast and elusive as the power of human beings to create. And if there were, it would come from the scholar's diligent research and not a reporter peering through a camera. All we've tried to do is to capture snatches of creativity in motion, so to speak, hoping that examples of creative people might sharpen our own awareness of the creative process. That's essentially what creativity is about, awareness of variance and novelty, keeping ourselves open to seeing things in a new way. Of course, not everything novel is creative, nor is every product, nor all intensity of energy, nor all learning, nor all change. Something may be new, but trivial. To be creative, it must prove itself by generating significant insight which changes our attitude and behavior. Consider a child announcing, "Mommy, Daddy, I can read, I can read." That child has just put the world together in a way he or she had not been able to do before. That's significant, not trivial, because it opens the child to a whole new way of relating to things out there and in here. We've learned in this series that to gain insight, to see anew, means paying attention to the world around us.
How can you help but be affected by your surroundings, when they're so powerful? I mean, you're constantly bombarded by forms and shapes and colors. I mean, you can just pick up a few of these little things here and hold them up in the most delicate, little... You just can't find anything, I don't know if you can see the colors in there. There's reds and greens and whites and browns and, it's just infinite.
Paying attention to ourselves.
If I died at the proper age, 75 or something, I wouldn't have known anything about myself. But between then and now, that's 9 years, I'm beginning to get a few little insights, and if I only had the energy in the next few years, I might really write some plays inspired by my life. That might happen.
It means taking risks.
When we're together as a group, we learn, I think the most important thing that we learn is to let the shields down and to be able to just do something stupid or say something stupid in front of everyone else.
To make yourself more vulnerable.
Yeah, and have them smile, and you feel better. And then that teaches you, that traverses to the outside world, and then you're in turn more open.
And making mistakes.
I learn most when I make some of the dumbest mistakes.
Integrated form.
A dumb mistake means that you have to go to the dark room with some patience, with some time on hand to work out a solution. It means things aren't done the way you used to do them.
Insight can come when we look at something as familiar as a worm and see it differently.
What we're holding here, what I have in my hand, it's city sewage. It's
Waste.
Well, among other things, it's smell.
No smell.
Yeah, and it's handling it here just like, but it's dirt. To me now, it's dirt.
And the worms have turned the waste of Lufkin into good topsoil.
We are converting a very serious liability. It's a serious liability here in Lufkin. It is a much more serious liability in the Northeast where they do not have the lands to dispose of it. You're turning a very serious liability into a very valuable product.
Or when we change our angle of vision altogether.
I once had a boss at a laboratory I worked at in Washington, and I asked for money to come to a scientific meeting out west. And he gave me the money to go, but then extracted from me a promise that I would go see Grand Canyon instead of going to the scientific sessions. And I was surprised at his willingness to so spend the institution's money, and I asked him why, and he said he didn't think anyone could be a good scientist unless they had a real appreciation and love for this marvelously intricate world in which we found ourselves, and that seeing Grand Canyon would do me more good than listening to a number of scientific papers.
Insight, seeing with fresh eyes. Insight can be threatening and disrupting, for creativity is not kind to prejudice. But in a world where justice is constantly made an orphan by habit, where hundreds of millions of our fellow humans dwell in poverty all their brief lives, where 1/4 of all the scientists are working on the next generation of weapons, where men and women are hostage to much that is tedious, mediocre, and cruel, it is no idle fancy to hold that some prejudice must yield to a new way of seeing. In this series, then, we've been conducting an affair of the heart. For creativity is what we can imagine ourselves and our world becoming. And we conclude this journey among some remarkable young people whose imagination is a living thing. They want to be actors, an act profession which only lives when it is creative. To act, you have to let down your sheet, take off your mask, and throw open yourself to the muse within, to the company on stage, and to the audience, that world out there waiting to respond.
Set it up, and let's get ready for a dry run.
Dry run.
A dry run.
There's a table back there when you're all about.
Oh, but with dispatch, with dispatch.
See, everybody makes the throne, not the chair.
Because we have a crew, and we have other jobs.
Boxes! I don't have
And you can help someone, because you did all the things. What do you want?
Where's the prop box?
Ask the prop people.
Folks, we need the boxes.
And ask them, breathe, breathe, breathe when you do that. Michael, why are you so pale?
Pale, I feel great.
Really?
I don't think this
Breathe,
is
breathe.
back there. Get a drink of water.
All right, yes, yes, yes.
All you really have to do is open your ears and your eyes and let the magic
Okay, now, see, when you get crazy, it becomes braying. It's no longer singing. There's no thought, and it gets meshuggah, and Chuck is going up like this, and the whole thing falls apart. Now listen, please, let me just explain one thing to you. This show came together just, in fact, the way I wanted it to, which is just under the wire, do you know? I like it that way because overripe is just as bad as underripe. But there is one danger, and that means that a pause of 4 days can make it fall apart. So I beg you, try not to just go la, but focus on what you're doing and play heads-up ball, as they say. Be aware of what you're about, because this just went backwards about a month. No, seriously. This one small section when you came in like this, okay? Don't bray. You're going to sing and you're going to think real thoughts, okay? And we're going to take this again from, from the line, please.
We got our hearts and our lives. We got all sorts of places, all sorts of kinds. All you really have to do is open your ears and your eyes and let the magic take your heart by surprise, by surprise, by
Jimmy's playing rum singing.
And 1, 2, 3. And stay. 1, 2, 3. Arabesque and stay. 1, 2, 3. A la seconde and stay. Heel front. Fouette through. And finish. goes fifth. Officer Cohn, slide that foot.
We're inside the High School of Performing Arts on Manhattan's West Side. Sidney Lumet, Carol O'Connor, and Robert Joffrey taught here. Liza Minnelli, Ben Vereen, and Al Pacino were students here. In their days and now, the students in this school learn that it takes hard work and discipline to become a performing artist. The school year is underway. The young people learn to Brecht, Shakespeare, Tennessee Williams. They're rehearsing an original musical, always receiving rigorous instruction to perfect their technique. The school gives vocational training and scholastic training to students of all the performing arts. But let's watch the drama department shape some of next generation's performing artists.
I just greeted him. I was in my own world. I was like, you know, he was here. I didn't greet him the way I just did.
What did you see? Well, tell me what you did.
I saw an ugly man. I saw he was drunk, but I tried to ignore that. I didn't want to see that, though. I ignored it. Hi, Mitch, like, oh.
Oh, and you've lost your composure. What do you do?
I push him off. I threaten that I'll scream. He says he won't marry me because I'm not clean enough to live with his mother, because he knows that I've been sleeping around where I last came from. He knows my reputation. He knows what I really am. And he wants to make love to me or whatever, but he's not willing to marry me.
And therefore, what did you do?
I get away from
Do the
him.
last moment for me. What did you say to him?
Then marry me, Mitch. Get out of here! Get out of here! Just get away from me.
All right, he's gone. Now what? Go ahead. Let's pick up right there.
Well, then I'm all by myself, I guess.
Oh, you're all by yourself. Then what? What's in your head? What's going on?
Well, I gotta go back into my little fantasy world.
Okay.
So I see myself in the mirror and...
Okay. I want that to be a moment of truth for you.
Oh, I'm warning you. Don't you come near me another step or I'll...
You what?
Some awful thing will happen, it will.
What is this now, huh?
Oh, I warn you, don't. I'm in danger.
Now, what'd you do that for? Okay, but this is bad. It's good. The mood is nice, but I would like to get your back against here. Get over here. Look. As we're coming around, Alan, come toward me. Come toward me. Come toward me. We're going to circle. I'm warning you because I'm in danger. Break! Move off. Now, give me room. How would you suck me in if you're going to take this away from me? No, bring me to you.
No, what'd you do that for?
What? Because I'm going to take this. Give me a little more air. Good, circle.
Oh, I could twist the broken end in your face.
That you would.
Oh, I will.
Slowly, Alan.
I would if.
Come on. You want to play? Tiger wants to play, huh? Come on, let's play. You and me had this thing coming for a long time.
Take out the gum, please, Mr. Parrish. There will be no gum ever, because this is one of the most noble professions in the world, because great acting can change the world, and because we can't treat it then in a casual, cavalier, or caca manner. That's where I'm coming from, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say it again. I think that it is one of the most noble professions in the world. I don't think that. I know it, and I believe it with all my heart. And I believe that when it's great, it can change the world. Anything less doesn't interest me. It has the possibility of nobility, not because it gives us the opportunity to display ourselves and to paint self-portraits, a phenomenon which I think you're familiar with, but because I think it gives us the possibility not to display ourselves, but to reveal something larger than ourselves. Stanislavski said to reveal the truth of the human spirit. I want to teach you a lot about acting. Now, if you see a play as between him and her, boy meets girl, boy loses girl, that's such small, little, puny, measly TV kind of acting. Hi, oh wow, yeah, well. All the time we see that kind of acting. But I'm talking about characters that stand for cosmic forces in the universe. that stand for great ideas. Because when you see not just him and her getting together and breaking up, but when you see him standing for a whole group of people, and her standing for a whole thing, whatever it might be, doesn't it suddenly raise it? Doesn't it? Cross left, sit. Cross up, right. Garbage, garbage. Most of the American theater, I'm sorry to say, is garbage. It's known worldwide. We could be the greatest actors in the world because we have no roots to tie us down. We have a certain tendency towards relaxation and truthfulness, but it's... Concentration is the first lesson in Boleslavsky's Book of Acting. How many of you have heard of Boleslavsky? Not great. How many of you have read him? Even less. Okay. So maybe we'll learn a little bit about acting. In fact, I make a promise to you that I will try to teach you everything that I know about acting by means of doing a play. I don't want to just do a play because you're going to leave this school and you're going to go out into the profession, you're going to change the damn thing, and then you're going to make everything much higher in the world. Ms. Lee, when I talk, I want you to look at me. Ethel Merman has it in her contract that no matter what's going on the stage, you look at her. Even if the scene is between two other people, they have to look at her. That's a rather large ego. I just want your attention because in June you go. And you represent our profession, and I would like to make it as big as possible.
Get it right.
Teachers here consider themselves among the most fortunate. Their students burn with the desire to learn and perform. Merit alone is the criteria for acceptance at the High School of Performing Arts. And throughout New York City's 5 boroughs, from Flatbush to Park Avenue to Harlem to the South Bronx, thousands try out for admission. This year, over 2,000 young men and women hungry to perform tried out for the drama department. 75 were accepted.
I come from the Bronx, a nice neighborhood. It's going though, but now it's nice. And I live with my mother. It's great. I always knew that I wanted to be an actor when I was very, very young. And I tried out twice for the school. The first time I didn't make it, and I was like totally mortified. You know, I was so depressed. But the second time, you know, it's like if you work hard enough and you put enough into it, it was just such an exhilaration when I found out that I had made it.
When I was in junior high school, all right, I was a street kid. I was rough. I fought every day. And everybody was like, well, Keisha, you're too heavy. You can't go to performing arts. You're too rough. They want ladies to be actresses.
I'm from Brooklyn, Bedford-Stuyvesant section. And that's nothing, hang out and talk nigga talk. Well, I go home, right, and I try to lift up my talk, you know, speak with perfect voice and diction. And when I do this, my mother might say, what are you trying to do? Act white? And I'm not trying to act white, but I'm trying to better my speech. I'm not saying the white man is better than me, but I can, you know, be better too. I can improve my instrument, you know. And my brothers and sisters, they tease me about it, and, you know.
So what do you do?
Well, I let it go in one ear and come out the other.
Well, where I come from is Spanish Harlem. Maybe 3 people in this school come from Spanish Harlem. And that's all Puerto Rican and black. No Chinese, no white. You don't see them anywhere. And when I get there, they call me Miss Sophisticated. Why do I speak the way I speak? Like when I go outside to stay with my friends, they tell me, well, don't try to talk perfect, or don't try to put us down.
It's good that we go here because a lot of us feel that we're very different, and we can be different, and it's okay. When you stand out, it's okay. It's even looked up to, and I love being different, you know, and this school respects being different.
It was very hard for me in my junior high school, you know, because they were like, Aria, black on the inside, white on the outside, all this stupid stuff, right? And I came here, and it was just nice to be with people who were half black and half white, be with people who were just totally different races, and it does make you feel good. It's really
I want you to frankly treat the audience like audience. I'd like to sing a song for you. Right.
Okay.
You'll never be a star with that song. But I feel this song. Start to sing it again. Feel Schmiel. Don't you want to be a star? Well, because you do.
or whatever.
And say it's all in the way you look at it. Is that what she said?
No, yeah, she says that's awful.
I know, I'm
or
trying
it's
to
junk.
figure out.
No, it's not.
It's all in.
No, it's not. It all depends
on how you look at it. No, it's not. It all depends on how you look at it.
But I hate that song. So what? It could make you a star. And this has to be very nice. I agree with you. That has
And
to be
then
very
can
nice.
we do that thing when I go up there, that slow motion? We're going to do the whole thing?
Yes, but hold it.
But you wanted to go a little faster, right?
We can't. First of all, we only have 40 minutes.
We'll never be a star.
And the show was already 40 minutes. On the nose. You see, and right? Second verse now, go.
Naya, stay pretty, live fast, or it won't last.
Only wish I remembered her song.
Great. Now, hopefully that will come, your I only will come out of there. Do you understand? Internally and vocally. It has to be almost at the point of execution. You know, Dostoevsky became an epileptic, supposedly because they hold him out in front of a firing squad. And they cocked their rifles. And they said, ready, aim, and then they had a guy run up and pardon them. He was with about 5 or 6 other people. One of them died of a heart attack. A couple of them went crazy, and he developed epilepsy, supposedly. They did it on purpose. It's at this moment is like that moment, okay?
I'm just going to check it. She's Yugoslavia.
I only have 2 hours a day with you. And here, just to get set up and for me to give you notes, it's already 3:30. Do you know what I mean? If I could have one Saturday with you, this Saturday, I could really use it. We could really use it. Please think about that. Let's go.
Watch me move from a mechanical machine. It bumps and grinds and slices every side my machine. I got a real round ass that circulates and rotates. I'm a hot and slender, popular and tender, mechanical machine. Whoa, mechanical machine. I got a real round ass. That was fantastic. Stay pretty, live fast, or it won't last. Stay pretty, live fast, or it won't
Is there anything that man has made that might be comparable to the brain?
Okay. So what is it called? Yeah, what's the coefficient of water?
You see what you're doing,
The League of Nations, as I said, was an idealistic concept.
They all protested, all these people against the war, but it didn't make a difference. Nothing happened. Nixon even bombed Cambodia.
X minus 2y equals 5. And how many solutions are there, Nina?
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there, but they had policemen and there were riots.
Don't cry, Mama. Understand, that white man is gonna walk in that door able to write checks for more money than we ever had.
So I'd walk in the door and I'd hold up the bag of marbles and I'd say, look, Dad, I won. And pow! I'd wind up in the corner saying, I didn't hear you.
Auditions are beginning for two senior projects, a Shakespearean comedy and a dark expressionist musical by the Germans Bertolt Brecht and Kurt Weill.
Auditions are not for you to indicate preference, but for you to manifest talent. We are not really interested in what you want, because everybody wants to play Hamlet. You have to say to yourself, if I am to be in Taming of the Shrew, I think I should be, and I'd like to read for you. Then, once that's over, you go downstairs and say, if I am to be in Threepenny Opera, I think I can make the best contribution playing. And then I go downstairs and audition for that. And then forget it.
I'm going to ask everybody to sing. There are some of you I know who are convinced that they can't sing, who are already getting butterflies. I see you going, ah. Darlings, please realize one thing, and it's a fact. I'm not trying to make you feel better. A, I've got to hear everyone who auditions sing. B, it is a scientific fact that you cannot hear your own voice.
I'm looking for very physical actors and actresses. Strong physical actors that can move. It's a lot of physical work. It's a very much on commedia dell'arte style. Very broad farce.
Go get thee gone, thou false deluding slave! Go, thou beatest me with the very name of the beast! Sorrow on thee and all the pack of you that triumphs upon my misery! Go to thee, I say!
Okay. Listen, sweetheart, I want you to look at something for me. There is a Petruchio Catherine scene. You all right? You didn't...
Yeah, no.
All right, you didn't hurt yourself.
Okay.
I don't mind hurting him. Didn't hurt yourself, did you?
I banged him.
Okay.
And now sing just a line or two of the song, keeping the head, keeping the ears over your shoulders, and a big mouth.
Why must I be a teenager in love?
Try and find the strength.
Can it be that it was all so simple then?
And kick too, honey.
All that time we've written every line.
Now, there was this man lying on the beach. He was naked. He was sunbathing, right?
All right, now that's very good. But I want the voice and the body and the whole temperament of this person to be different now.
There was this man, and he was like hanging out on the beach. He was all naked and what have you. And so like this little girl came down the beach and said, "Yo, mister, what you got under that paper?"
Okay, good.
Te vengo aquí a venir a decirte que ustedes todos no deben de estar aquí.
Much more gestures and much more vulgar, darling.
Ustedes son todos unos brutos, unos animales. No saben lo que quieren, no saben lo que están haciendo. Se me van de aquí ahora mismo. They were laughing.
Shake her much harder.
They were laughing.
Go right on.
Untie my hands! I beat just and all the rest was soft.
Thank you, dear.
Okay. All right, darling, thank you.
Alex Carney.
I could
You
use
have
Alex.
You could?
Thank you. I could use Alex
All goes to you.
as Vicentio. the
Gerald
father.
Oliver is yours.
I have nothing for Gerald.
What do you mean?
But I'll use him as...
Keep him. He's excellent.
I can use...
for you.
I'll find something with him.
Patrick is yours.
So far, he ain't got it
Bill?
going me over.
It's the kind of name that gives me a headache.
Tony?
You want Carmen? No.
He's giving you.
Oh,
He's giving you Carmen.
Okay, I got my Carmen.
He's giving you
my
the whole
Catherine,
Latin
I'm telling you,
contingent.
we're going to go Espanol. All right, we're going to go. I think I'll get the list of the diary here.
Like the people in this room, every part is a unique event in the universe. I guess you also know by heart now what it says in the Moscow Art Theater. Over the front door, it says there are no small parts, only small actors. The bottom line for you is it a big part or is it a small part? And whatever Mr. Abeson says, it's, But I tell you with all my heart, and I publicly swear to you, that every one of you will realize a whole other human being, what Stanislavski called a complete and utter transformation into another human being, he said, a kind of incarnation. a kind of incarnation. Do you realize what we're talking about? It has nothing to do with, like, do I have 5 lines or 4? It's got nothing to do with that. And that each one will have to represent a huge force in American culture. Like Hamlet says, to hold, trying in my own class, Hamlet says to hold a mirror as 'twere up to nature. And if your parts are just the classic whore, you put on some eyeliner and you learn your lines and you screw off and during the spring term, then I'm sorry, we're not in the same profession. You're into displaying yourselves, and I'm into revealing the truth.
In this Brechtian workshop, the students attempt to plumb the meaning of the playwright's characters who are often society's losers. They are asked from their own experience to create characters whom they see as victims.
What are you laughing at? Huh? Shut up. I'm doing this for Jim Morrison, man.
Now, ask yourself. Shut up. This character is a fruit that was grown by a tree. This character did not happen along full grown. Do you understand how I'm talking to you? Stay in your characters. Do you understand? I want you to see them in the largest way possible.
Huh? She don't know nothing. And that dude that came by here saying that we looking sorry for ourselves don't know nothing either. That's right, I've been through hard times.
I just, I gotta find a place to stay tonight, so, do you have a quarter, please?
Who the hell are you talking to? Shit. You never seen nobody drunk before?
I hope you feel sorry for yourselves, because you make me sick.
He's so busy with his girlfriends that he doesn't know what the hell I do with my money.
Why don't you just take a walk and do your little piece and make everybody feel sorry for you? Go ahead.
Oh, no, you don't understand.
You gotta be strong for
I don't need
Not
anybody
little
to feel
babies
sorry for
crying.
me.
You gotta be strong in this world.
I gotta get over.
Do it, Jim! Turn around! Touch the ground! Don't film me with the cigarette, Mama! I want to jump. I gotta go to work.
When we're together as a group, we learn, I think the most important thing that we learn is to let the shields down and to be able to just do something stupid or say something stupid in front of everyone else.
To make yourself more vulnerable.
Yeah, and have them smile, and you feel better. And then that teaches you, that traverses to the outside world, and then you're in turn more open.
And then when someone presents an idea to you like become an ant, that can come into you because you're just relaxed and you're just there. You're a blank blackboard. And if someone was to write ant on your mind, you can automatically become it because there's nothing there. And then when they say the word, you can just jump up and be it.
Every one of us comes in with a blackboard full of other people's ideas, our history, our ancestors, our grandmothers, our grandparents, our friends. What you supposed to say?
That's true, but an actor cannot depend on that blackboard that's been written for themselves, because an actor is being someone else and becoming totally transferring yourself into someone else. That means that blackboard has to be erased and written all over again.
You find that creative?
Yeah. Very, yes.
How do you?
Because it's that if you can't do that, you're limited, and that blackboard that's yourself is always there and will never be changed, and you have to be able to erase that blackboard and write on it again.
And let's say you want to get into your character and it's an old person. After you're blank, you could just say, well, now you write on your blackboard, well, now I'm going to be my old person, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is what my old person does, and this is the way I'm supposed to look and I'm supposed to act. And as you go around and you look at other people, and it feeds you, and you write that on your blackboard, and that's all that's there, because that's all you're going to be for that time, that old person.
The whole blackboard analogy is allowing yourself to be vulnerable so that your blackboard can be blank in the first place. And then, once you're vulnerable and you've let down your defenses and you're willing to be different and to experience new things, that's what helps you write on the blackboard that you're creating.
Oh, why does the world report that Kate's a flint? Oh, slanderous world. Kate, like the hazel twig, is straight and slender.
So she bought a bit of better butter and made her bitter batter better.
All right, now, the object of these exercises, not to sound like John Gielgud or Laurence Olivier, all right? I want to sound like you, but the best you've got. The best. I want to hear every consonant.
If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter.
Nice open wide sounds and talk!
Let's pop your eyes out. Pop your eyes. Come on, pop your eyes out all the way. Pop them, pop them, pop them. Oh, pop them, pop them, pop them. Relax, okay? And relax your tight your eyes. Tight your whole face. Tight your whole face. Tight. And pop your eyes, pop your eyes, pop your eyes, pop your eyes. And big open. And chew gum, chew. Come on, let's get the mouth going. Chew left, chew right. Chew with your nose, chew with your chin. And now, okay, pat your face, relax your chin. Okay, let's make like a horse. Get those lips going.
Bonnie Kate, and sometimes Kate the Curse. And therefore, look not sour.
There it is!
And show it me.
Had I a glass, I would!
I cannot.
Nay, you Kate. In sooth, you scape not so.
Worship you, but Harry, let me go!
No, not a whit. I find you passing gentle. But told to me you were rough, coy, and sullen. And now I find report a very liar. For thou art gamesome, passing courteous.
How do you do it? I mean, you're both from Puerto Rico. This is an English play written in the 16th century. I mean, how do you get into it?
I really don't allow Carmen to come out. Kate, I try to create this Kate. And then I work on techniques and things that I can do to really put this picture that I have, fit it in onto me, and then work with the characters. You have to be able to work with the other characters. So there are things that you throw out or things that you add, and there are ideas that the director does give us.
You said an interesting thing. You said, I tried to create Kate.
When you read the play for the first time, my creative juices, mine at least, are working. And oh wow, this Kate is something else. And I jot things down, my ideas about this young lady, what I see in her. Then I sit and go through a character analysis. What do the other characters say about Kate? What does Shakespeare say about Kate? What do I say about myself? And then after I have that picture, I bring in my own, if there's things that I cannot relate to, that are not me, I will then sit there and say, well, what can I do? What experience can I, in my life, can lead me to become closer to this lady?
Did ever Diane so become a grove as Kate in this chamber with a princely gait? Or let her be Diane, and you be Kate. Let be Kate be chaste and Diane sportful.
Where did you learn all this goodly speech?
It is extempore for my mother wit.
Oh, witty mother, witless as her son.
Am I not wise?
Oh, yes, you keep warm.
Marry. So I leave, sweet Catherine, and thy bed. And therefore, setting all this chat aside, thus in plain terms, I will marry you, Kate. Now I am a husband for your turn, Kate. For by this light, that doth make me like thee well, thou must be married to no man but me. For I am he, and born to tame you, Kate. I'm he, from a wild Kate to a Kate conformable as other household Kates. Bill, okay, cheer everybody. Get him in, that's it. Yeah, careful. That's it, good. Clear. That's right. And the father comes in, good. Okay, very good. Let's take 5 just for some breath. Did very nice, I'll give you some notes. Whew.
From when Beecham says stop.
Brecht's stinging vision of how the world works goes back to Berlin in the 1920s, but these students translate his message into the idiom of today.
For it is late to cut off who preach to us. You've got some nerve until you feed us. Morality can't wait.
Our president commands that one Captain McKee shall at once be released. At the same time, a French chateau and a pension of $50,000 are his as long as he shall live.
A murderer, a thief, a rapist, instead of going to jail, instead of getting hung, is getting rewarded. Has that never happened in America before? Darlings, think real thoughts. It's happening again.
Wake up, mortal Christians, take heed. Get on with your businessman sin. Quote the Bible to cover your greed. Hide behind God, but don't listen to him. Betray your own brother, you rogue. Sell your wife and your soul, you lout. You think our Lord God's just a joke? Run! On Judgment Day, you will find out.
I'm speaking always very generally, you know, that in my opinion, the theater has gotten into a very bad habit of condescending to the layman. So when I start to think, well, what do laymen not know about it? I don't think they have to know very much. I think they have to know what they have always known and what they still know. They know when it's good. They know when it grabs them. They know when it moves them. They know when it makes them think about things and maybe see things in a new way. They know. They don't have to go to school for that.
I heard you tell the kids, you know, send out your energy. And I think we in the audience know that when the energy's there.
Oh, of course, that's an animal sense. We still have these. We still have tails in the womb. We're still animals. The presence of truth or falsehood, the presence of energy or non-energy, that will always be felt cellularly by the human. You don't have to be any more than a lay person to know that, you know? So what I'm saying is, audience members all the time tell me, I say, how'd you like it? They say, well, I really don't know about the theater. I'm saying, excuse me, we're not doing it for us. We're doing it for people who don't know anything except to receive that experience. That I think they know how to do, just like anyone knows how to receive and how to spot the phony and how to embrace the true and how to be lifted by the sails.
Well, you see, ladies.
Mackie and me, we're such a handsome pair. He's lost his taste for one-night cheap affairs. He likes a sweet girl. He likes a big, complete girl. Him leave me for a street girl. No way! No way!
Nay, now
is your treasure. She must have a husband. I must dance barefoot on her wedding day. And for your love for her, lead apes in hell. Talk not to me. I will go sit and weep till I find a case in every mouth.
Ah, cold world.
This character stands for something in the world. It stands for all, ... right? A whole group of people. All the ones from a certain class who had to rebel against that class. All the ones from another class who just got involved in that class.
So take it around. Look at this place where Mac has deflowered your daughter. So, that's Peacham's daughter. You met her before, right? Bring it around. At your own time, very easy. So that by the end, now, darling, don't get too close to him. I want, don't you, all you're doing is you're just following him like this, darling. Your action is, your intention is to explain to him, he's got to understand. Bring around and let this build you on a crescendo so that finally you say.
You nervous? You nervous?
Maybe that's it.
It's just nerves because you have people in the audience.
This is 42 BB.
Okay.
Fine.
On top of the table. And the bail, hook it on. Hook it on to the, yes.
5 minutes, people.
Here.
Well, this comes off the open orders.
Can we start from 42 BB, please? Can I see that?
Verona, for a while, I take my leave to see my friends in Padua. But of all, my best beloved and approved friend, Hortensio and Nitro. This is his house. Here, Sir Grumio. Knock, I say.
Knock, sir? Whom should I knock? Is any man who refuse your worship?
I say, knock me here soundly.
Her only fault is, and that is false enough, is that she's intolerable, cursed, and shrewd, and froward. So beyond all measure, were my state far worse than it is, I would not wed her for a mind of gold.
Tell me but her father's name, and 'tis enough. For I will board her, though she chide as loud as thunder when the clouds in autumn crack. Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom. Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty. All Kate are dainties, and therefore, Kate, take this of me, Kate of my consolation. Hearing thy mildness praised in every town, thy virtue spoke of and thy beauty sounded, if not so deeply as to thee belongs, myself am moved to woo thee for my wife.
Mood. Let him the mood you hit up. And you are the first you are immovable.
Why, what's immovable?
A giant stool.
Well, thou hast it. Come sit on me.
No, no, no.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Woman are made to bear, and so are you.
No such Dane as you with me, you mean.
Alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee, knowing thee to be but young and light. Should wait.
If I be watchman, let me wear my sting! Oh, may you lose your arms. If you strike me, you are no gentleman. And if no gentleman, why then no arms!
Oh, Herald Kate, oh, put me in thy books.
What is your crust, a coxcomb?
Cockcomb is cock, so Kate will be my hen.
No, cock of mine, you crow too like a craven.
Nay. Therefore, setting all this chat aside, thus in plain terms, your father has considered that you shall be my wife. Your daddy Grida, will you, nil you, I will marry you. Never make me Nile. I must and will have Catherine to my wife.
Johnny found his whiskey too warm.
And Jimmy found the weather rather balmy.
But Georgie took them both by the arm.
Said, don't ever disappoint the army.
Soldiers delighted, a heavy fighting, just so long as it's in a war.
Moving from place to place, when they come face to face with a different breed of fellow, whose skin's all black or yellow, they chop them up because we like the hamburgers raw.
Your brother might be fond of you, but when there isn't food for two, he'd smash his fist right in your face, and so would all the human race. Your good wife might be fond of you, but when your love for her won't do, another man she starts to chase, and running she steps on your face. Your children might mean much to you, but when they're growing up to do, you nag at them, get on their case, reminding them to keep their place.
We do not mind confessing. The whole thing is depressing. The world is mean, we are bad, and we had nothing more to it.
The world is mean and we're uncouth, and sad to say I tell the truth to be aglow instead of low. But this old world of ours won't have it
You're
so.
all pointing to the same direction, for everything's a heap of crap.
The world is mean and we are bad. There is, of course, no more to add. That's what you're all ignoring.
It's all so goddamn boring, and nothing much will help them because everything's a pile of shit.
Oh, you who live like kings but tell us to conserve, just learn the simple truth, for it is late to cut off food and preach to us you've got some nerve. Until you feed us, morality can wait. Or is it only those who have the money can enter in the land of milk and honey? What keeps us all alive? What keeps us all alive? We live off others. They daily sneer and ripped off, worked out, stifled, oppressed, to forget their sisters and their brothers. We're keeping our humanity repressed. So gentlemen, do not be taken in. Men live exclusively by mortal sin.
Captain Mackey should at once be released. At the same time, he is raised to cabinet rank.
And the privileged get the daylight. Those in darkness don't get seen.
And so we end. This program perhaps a metaphor for our series as a whole. For all the world is a stage, and we its chosen but unrehearsed players. We risk humiliation, rejection, and playing the fool, but in the use of our bodies and minds with their gifts of language, thought, motion, dance, voice, and song, we share in the gifts of creation. I'm Bill Moyers.
This live episode of Creativity with Bill Moyers will be rebroadcast Sunday afternoon. Next week at this time, Peter Moreno is your host for the National Ball and Dancing Show. That's next Friday night. Join us for the season premiere of
This program has been made possible by a grant from Chevron.
John Lindsay is your host on The American City, next here on 13.